Hello everyone, welcome to our Fremco webinar. Thank you for joining me. My name is Dmitry, and today in our webinar I'm going to talk about 3 different things which can help you to improve and to make your fiber blowing job more intelligent. The first thing is a MicroFlow Log controller. How should it be set up in the right way to get the fiber blowing job report for further managing of fiber blowing data? The second thing is OptiCloud fiber database, which can help you to manage fiber blowing jobs, fiber blowing projects, and also machines. And I will show you step by step how to use it in a more advanced way to have more benefits from using of this database. And lastly, I will share some references and experience of using this type of control on this type of intelligent solutions. Before we jump into that, I will introduce myself. My name is Dmitry, and I'm regional sales manager in Fremco company. And today, our local partner, Tele Group company, are assisting me here. So if you have any comments or questions, either in English or Romanian language, please feel free to leave them in chat, or after my presentation, we will have some time for online discussions and questions, and you can ask them also both in Romanian or English language. Okay, here we go. And the first thing is MicroFlow Log machine and the log controller. What is MicroFlow Log? This is one of 4 FTTH machines produced by Fremco. This machine covers up to 6.5 millimeter cables and has the same blowing head as more popular MicroFlow Touch machine, having the difference in the controller. And this blue box, which you can see on the picture, is exactly this log controller, which makes fiber blowing job more intelligent or more smart. Now let's go a little bit deeper inside of the machine and the controller. So the machine is equipped as the MicroFlow Touch by the unique fiber protection system, which automatically stops the machine whenever the cable or the fiber meets the obstacle in the duct. So this is very useful an option for saving time and money for fiber installations. And this blue box, as I told, this is the controller. And now we'll jump into some deeper information, what is inside there and how we can use this step by step to create fiber blowing report after the job has been done. So inside the controller, you can find a tab, Samsung Galaxy tab, and actually this tablet is used as an interface for the operator to communicate with the controller and with the machine. The main hardware and sensors and operating buttons you can find here on the box. And actually, even if the tablet is switched off and not in use, all the data during the fiber blowing process is still recorded. And as soon as the machine has the internet connection, it can be offloaded to a database, and you can bring out any data you need or get any updates which are needed, also service updates. You can see that this kind of control brings a lot of benefits to the customer. So it can help with proof of quality of fiber blowing job, managing the machine fleet, to check duct laying quality, check blowing competencies of team and operators. And also it has very useful option of GPS coordinates inside. So the machine is actually able to be tracked not only during fiber blowing installation, but also in a very bad case when it is stolen or somebody cannot find it. So it can be tracked by GPS coordinates. Now let's jump in a very short video which shows in a very good way how to set up and how to start working with a log controller to succeed with a fiber blowing job report. So as I just said, the machine actually consists of a box with hardware and the needed operation buttons and a tablet which is mounted inside. And the tablet has a special closure, and you can actually use this as a normal smartphone or as a normal tablet for changing the battery or for changing the SIM card. Actually, the SIM card here is needed for data exchange, for getting updates, for other online operations with the machine. And to start this, both the controller and both the tablet should be switched on by switched on button, and then you automatically get into the start screen where you can see Fremco folder and you can see Fremco app, which actually leads us to the program. Then we are choosing our mode. I will come back a little bit. So we are choosing our mode. This means that we can actually work without a report mode, just using this tablet as an interface and without any report. And we can actually choose the program mode where we create the report in the end, and I will show you step by step how it works. And then in login screen, very easily, we have a short form to insert company details and operator details, and also to choose the mode of report which we are working with. And further, we have to fill in the data regarding initial parameters for fiber blowing job. This considers duct parameters and all cable parameters, and also compressor, air treatment, and lubrication information. So all basic initial information which we need before starting fiber blowing job. And when everything is typed in, we actually can start the fiber blowing job itself. We also can fix the distance which we want to blow, and then we are on this fiber blowing job screen with preset parameters. And after we preset all the parameters, speed, torque, distance, then we are actually in a fiber blowing job mode, where we can see our current parameters and also the preset parameters. And all these things are being recorded during the fiber blowing inside the controller. So including this stop, which you can see on the graph, this considers fiber blowing detector, which was mentioned. So as soon as the cable meets any obstacles, this immediately stops the machine, and this also is recorded into the machine's memory and could be seen also in further reports. So when the fiber job is finished, we just press a green button that we want to finish the job, confirm this, and leave in a log controller all needed information which we made, any other comments, the distance. And after this, we can preview our fiber blowing job report on a tablet screen for checking and confirmation of different types of data. So then easily, like with a normal tablet or smartphone, we just need to download this to save this data as a PDF at any folder in our controller, in our tablet. As you can see as an example, it has a Fremco folder on the main screen. And after this, as soon as the operator needs to send this data, to print it out or to use it somehow, it's very easily to go to this folder, to take out this data, either to send this by email using any email service like Gmail, and then anyone who needs this data, this report, will get access to this, can print out, can work with this, analyze parameters, etc. So this looks much easier than it could be, and I think that now we will go a little bit deeper what is in the report. So this is how the report actually looks like. It consists of a couple of pages just according to your fiber blowing job. And as a heading, you can see in the report all the initial parameters which were put into the form, including general parameters regarding project, regarding operator, regarding date, etc. Different parameters of duct used and of a cable used for this. Also additional information regarding a compressor and a machine used, and some summary information below, considering distance, blow time, even weather conditions, and GPS coordinates. After this, we can see on the report a diagram which actually shows us three main parameters. In green, you can see fiber blowing speed. Then you can see torque in red and air pressure applied in the blue. So when we see for this diagram as an example, we can see that first 33 meters, no compressed air was applied, so the blowing was done only mechanically by actually machine was pulling the cable inside the duct, and then the machine had two stops because of friction the cable started to bend, and then the air, you can see this blue line, started to be applied, and after 53 meters it started to be more or less stabilized fiber blowing parameters. So with a quite nice speed and stable torque. And lastly, in fiber blowing report, we meet a table with each meter of fiber blowing described with parameters for every meter, including torque and pressure and speed, and also date and time. So we can analyze each meter of fiber blowing using this fiber blowing job report. And good thing is what all reports which are being recorded during all lifetime of fiber blowing machine are recorded into special information data bank and could be used with an OptiCloud solution, OptiCloud database for coming back to history, coming back to every fiber blowing job or every fiber blowing machine to analyze situation and to see what was going on or what is going on with this or that fiber blowing. Very important thing that this OptiCloud fiber database is not a place where the information and data is stored, but this is just a place where all the information is copied from the data bank. So means that actually nobody can influence or affect or change the data by himself. This is just a copy of real data which was got after fiber blowing. And each user who gets this machine MicroFlow Log with this type of controller just needs to send a picture with a yellow label and a user account email address, and then the machine is registered and everyone has this access to OptiCloud to his machine or machines. And now we will go shortly about main features of this OptiCloud database and how we can benefit from using this when doing fiber blowing. This database actually consists of three main reports or types. The first one is job overview. This is a place where all jobs which were done by this machine or this installer are fixed, and there is an opportunity to open each job report as a separate report. And actually, this is that type of report which I was just mentioned before. The second part is a service part, where we can see all the fleet of machines waiting for service or after service, all the service status, and we also can order service from the system. And lastly, the final part is utilization, which is very useful and helpful when managing the fiber blowing machine fleet or planning further involvement of different machines into the further coming projects in the pipeline. So now let's jump into the fiber database, OptiCloud, and step by step take a look how it works when using this database. This is actually a mail address or the address, web address, how we can reach this OptiCloud, opticloud.dk. And this is how the main page looks like. There is some information about OptiCloud, some benefits of using this, how to get it, and Fremco contacts. And we just need to press a green button to get in. Of course, I already have my profile, so I will use my profile to show you the main features of this database. So now you can see a main screen, information screen with some very brief and very general information about how many machines are in use, how many jobs were in the last 3 months, average distance, a map with machine locations. We are shifting to one of that three main reports. The first one is a job overview. Here you can see all fiber blowing jobs which were done, and upside here you can see different types of filters where we can sort these fiber blowing jobs by date or by network owner or by the report type, project ID, stops, etc. And we can choose this from the list, or we can also use just this map if we know exactly where the fiber blowing was done. So we can just choose from the map and or see the parameters. I want to show you a very short and very interesting example. For instance, we had a fiber blowing job which was done on 28th of February 2020. Yes, here we go. And just imagine if we had this fiber blowing job done, we can see two fiber blowing jobs which were done on the 28th of February. And in 2 weeks or in a month or whatever after this job, OTDR company, OTDR guy is calling with some claim that fiber was not laid in the right way. So we can just go to this fiber blowing job and see this fiber blowing report about this job, analyze and see what potentially could be wrong with this. And now we are here. We also can check the place on a map here on the right side. And we can see that it was really a job on the 28th of February with a distance of 258 meters. And it took us 5 hours, 44 minutes. We had no stops. It shows also a temperature was quite okay and humidity. And as you can see on the diagram, our blowing speed and the air pressure and even torque are more or less stabilized. So we didn't have any issues when doing this fiber blowing job that day. So probably the reason is that fiber was damaged before we did blowing, or maybe other OTDR issues. So this is something which we can use to prove our job. Okay. Yeah, here we are. To the right, if we go to the right side, we also can see additional information about that job. We can see the information about company and also the name of guy who was installing this. We can see all the information about ducts and cables involved in this process, and even the compressor and a Fremco fiber blowing machine, microflow, and lubrication, which were used for that. So this is very good tool for this. And the other thing which is very useful as well together with this, if we are doing the same kind of blowing job and the operator tells that he was doing the same job, but instead of 5 hours, he was doing this all day. So we can compare different reports for this fiber blowing job and compare and see maybe the duct was of wrong quality or cable was the wrong type of cable or whatever. This is something which can be used for this detailed analysis and to check also the fiber team competences, etc. So now let's jump into service part. Service part is very useful when, especially when we have a lot of machines, because here we can see all the machines with a status. Are they need service, or we can plan soon service for them. This is like on our cars. We can see how many meters were run since the last service and how many hours after the last service were in run. So we also can see a diagram showing the percentage of fiber blowing jobs which had stops. So sometimes this could be a nice indicator. And we can see all our machines on a map. So as soon as we go to any of these machines in the list, we can see detailed information which jobs exactly this machine were doing last time. We can open any fiber blowing job report for each job. So we also can get an answer for questions why this machine needs service faster than the other, etc. And what is very good here that to order service, we just need to use this green. As soon as the operator presses this green button, immediately the system sends a note or a message to Fremco office and also to local reseller with a note that the machine with a certain serial number needs this kind of service to be done. So this is works like predictive maintenance. So the contractors and also Fremco service and our resellers can plan this fiber blowing machine service more precisely in a more smart way. And the last part, the last report in this OptiCloud database is Utilization Report. This is mostly part for managing of our machine fleet. So we can see all the machine fleet here marked in different colors. It means the top 10 machines by load are in green and last 10 are red. So when we are planning some of the machines to be moved to other place for fiber blowing, we can choose the right machine, the one which is standing without much job or located not so far. So very useful tool which we can use for this. Yeah, that was actually some brief introduction of Fiber OptiCloud database for you. I hope it was interesting and you enjoyed it. And now the last part of the webinar is field cases or experience and positive benefits of using this product, of using this log and of this Fiber OptiCloud database. very important thing I already mentioned is this, that even when the tablet in the log is not switched on, the machine still records all data. So this is very easily for the operator who has some urgent fiber blowing job to start this immediately and then to offload data to analyze this after the job has been done. As the machine has also very nice and very reliable design, um, this is quite popular for being used in big installation companies, in fiber blowing vans. So in Denmark, one of the installation companies has more than 100 machines in use for this type of fiber blowing vans. And of course, also local and not so big fiber blowing companies use this machine, as this is quite easy to set up, and you can see also some video about setup of duct and a cable into the machine on Fremco YouTube channel. So the machine is very okay, as well as for big companies and for small companies. But of course, big contractors mostly use these kind of tools for fleet machine management and also for analysis and work with these fiber blowing reports. Yeah. All right, that's actually everything I had for you today regarding fiber blowing job reports and MicroFlow Log controller, and also fiber optic database called OptiCloud. And now, please feel free to ask any questions or give any comments. Again, you can make this both in Romanian and English language because our partners, Tele Grup, are assisting me today with that. If anybody would like to ask or comment, you can just unmute yourself because all the participants of today's meeting are muted during the presentation. Yeah.
Hi, Dmitry. My name is Adrian. I'm from Pronet.
Hi, Adrian.
I had one question because I looked at your presentation, very nice one. During that February work that you show us, that was recalled to have a problem, you said 5 hours for 250 meters. Are you sure it is not 5 minutes there? Just a short question. One, and the second one, can we use our own phones or tablets that we already have just to install a software, maybe an application in our own mobile devices that we have, or this solution only use that tablet that you provide? Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Adrian. First of all, this data which I was showing in OptiCloud, of course, this is a trial data. This is not real customers because I don't have access to any customers. So this is just an example to show, and I can come back to look whether it's 5 hours or minutes, but actually this is not real case. It doesn't matter. This is just to show where the time is there. So, and lastly, you can, of course, use this app on your smartphone. Even me, when I'm traveling to customers, our partners, I'm using very often my smartphone for showing exactly the same things on OptiCloud database. So it is adopted for smartphones.
Probably it is a Bluetooth connection between the blowing machine and the smartphone.
The tablet is the tablet inside the controller. It is connected with the controller. You can use it wireless. You can take out tablet and use it, without any wires. But I mean that you can use smartphone for using OptiCloud database, but you cannot use a smartphone for running the machine. You cannot take out the Samsung tablet and put other tablet or your smartphone and just download the app and run the machine. You cannot do this. You can do this only with the Samsung tablet, which is pre-installed on the factory into this box.
Okay, thank you.
Was it your question, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
true.
great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, then if you don't have any questions or will have them further, you can leave them in a chat, or you can also contact our local partner, Tele Group company. This was a short webinar today regarding the smart solutions from Fremco to make FTTH installations more intelligent and more smart. And if you would like to get access to more webinars like this, please feel free to subscribe our Fremco page in LinkedIn network, so you will get updates as soon as some new webinar comes out. Or if you have any burning question or any other topic which could be interesting for these online discussions, please contact our partners or me or Fremco office, and we will include this into our list, and we'll note you when it comes out online. Okay, thank you all for participating in this event. Stay healthy and goodbye.
Thank you too. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye. Thank you.